So the labor market in October 2025 has shown signs of softness and stagnation. Hiring is slowing and layoffs remain pretty much muted, and no hire and no fire equilibrium appears to be dominating. The uncertainty in the labor dynamics is beginning to exert pressure on the housing sector, particularly in markets already sensitive to affordability constraints. Rising rates and weakening job prospects raise downside risks for home sales and construction starts, essentially in growth states. Of course, disparities among demographic lines remain acute. Unemployment among women, Black people, Latino populations remains to exceed national averages, and the uneven geographic recovery amplifies disparities. If we take a look at key states such as Florida, Texas, New York, and California, local labor and housing markets diverge. Some continue to absorb inbound migration. Others are showing early signs of cooling. Looking forward, the interdependence between labor and housing will be a key channel for macro fragility. A key weakening job market can suppress housing demand, which in turn can undercut construction employment and generating feedback loops. And as we take a look at actual numbers relating to job loss, we're looking at, even though we are in the blackout with the BLS right now being down because of the government shutdown, we're turning to other sources such as the ADP, which shows a net loss of 32,000 private sector jobs in September. And also we're looking at Carlyle and Bank of America as sources, estimating minimal net additions on the order of maybe 15,000 per month. The low hire, low fire cycle is becoming the operating norm. Firms are cautious about expanding headcounts and similar cautions about mass layoffs. That reduces turnover, slowing wage growth, and constraining mobility. In short, the labor market has shifted from robust expansion mode into a state of stagnation and fragility. Beyond the BLS data, of course, we see official unemployment rate of September 2025 remains near 4.3%. Of course, if we look at other particular segments of the population, unfortunately, we see they're heightening among women. Unemployment rates among women typically lag the national average, especially when growth weakens. African Americans, historically Black unemployment is 2 to 3 times higher than the national average. For Latino Hispanic populations, the employment rate also tends to exceed the national average, though often less than so for African Americans. We do see migrant flow, regional labor demand in areas such as agriculture and construction, and state policy environments, especially in states such as Florida, Texas, and California, that actually show a cushioning in some areas and variance. As far as the data is concerned, women unemployment, 4.5 to 5% estimated. Black unemployment, 6% to 7%. And then Latino unemployment, 5% to 6%. One thing we wanted to look at, particularly, it was indicators can be looking at the states of Florida and Texas, migration and population pressure. For Florida, Florida has long been a net inbound migration state, especially from retirees and remote workers. However, the inflow has softened. Labor growth in the soft national job market, Florida now faces headwinds as tourism softens and corporate relocation slows. When it comes to Texas, we see economic diversification in areas such as energy, tech manufacturing, and logistics. So there is some job resilience there. However, Um, Texas may retain some positive job momentum in export sectors, warehousing, distribution, and border trade. So that's a brief look at a summary of what's actually happening in the nation when it comes to job, housing,